Hello dear students. So in the previous class we were discussing about the properties of the refractory materials. So under the properties of refractory materials, so we have already discussed about the refractoriness of the refractory materials and also the determination of pyrometric cone equivalent values of the refractory materials. So next we shall move on to the other properties of the refractory materials. So under that, the next one is the strength of the refractory materials. So strength of the refractory material refers to the capacity of a refractory material to withstand the load. So when the refractory materials are loaded with the heavy objects, so the refractory material should withstand that load. So one more, so the refractory material should withstand the friction and stress in cold as well as at high temperatures. So the strength of the refractory material refers to the capacity of a refractory material to withstand the load, friction and stress at all weather conditions. So that is cold as well as at high temperature. So next property of the refractory materials is the resistant to rapid temperature change or sudden change in the temperature. So the refractory material should be resistant to the sudden change in the temperature. So when a refractory material which is at higher temperature is suddenly brought into a lower temperature, so the refractory material should be resistant to the thermal shock. So you should not break. The refractory material should not break when it is brought from a higher temperature to the lower temperature suddenly. So this property of the refractory material should have the low thermal expansion. So when the refractory material is heated or cooled, so the refractory material should have the low thermal expansion. So this property is brought about by heating the refractory material to a long time during the preparation of these refractory materials. So by heating by long heating of the refractory material at high temperature, so the refractory material can be made low thermal expansion. So then the refractory material will become resistant against the sudden change in the temperature. So next, one more property of the refractory materials is the porosity. So porosity refers to the vacant spaces in the refractory materials, or you can call it as pores. Pores or voids. So these are the voids are nothing but the vacant spaces in the refractory material. Okay, so the percentage of voids in a refractory material refers to the porosity, or the number of vacant spaces, or the percentage of vacant spaces in a refractory material refers to the porosity. Okay, so high porosity and low porosity. So if a refractory material has a high porosity, then the refractory material will become mechanically weak. So that means when the refractory material is loaded with a heavy load, so the refractory material will break. Okay, so generally what happens, a refractory material with high porosity is mechanically weak. So a good refractory should possess a low porosity. So low porosity means less number of vacant spaces in the refractory material. So a low porosity increases both the mechanical strength of the refractory material as well as the thermal conductivity of the refractory material. So therefore, for a good refractory material should possess a low porosity. In a refractory material, so the vacant spaces should be less. Okay, higher porosity decreases the mechanical strength of the refractory material. So next property number 5 is called as the spalling. Spalling. So ಇದು 2 marks important ಇದೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. Spalling ಅಂತ. So spalling is nothing but the breaking or flaking or fracture to the refractory material. So generally the refractory material will break, or it becomes flaking, or it suffers fracture. So when there is a wide difference in the operating temperatures, so then what happens? The refractory materials will break. So that is called as the spalling. So spalling is nothing but the breaking or flaking or fracture to the refractory due to the wide difference in the operating temperature. So for example, if the PCE value of refractory material is, for example, 1500 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the maximum temperature a refractory material can withstand is 1500 degrees Celsius. If you heat that refractory material to more than 1500 degrees Celsius, so then the refractory material will break. So that is called as spalling. So when there is a wide difference in the operating temperatures, so then the refractory materials will break. So that is called as the spalling. So spalling may be defined as the breaking, flaking or fracture to the refractory due to the wide difference in the operating temperatures. So then how to minimize this spalling? So how we can avoid the breaking of the refractory when there is a wide difference in the operating temperatures? So this spalling or breaking of the refractory can be minimized by designing the refractory bricks. So that is proper designing of the refractory bricks for the construction and operation. So during the operation, that means when the refractory material is used in the construction of a furnace, so the spalling can be minimized by constructing that refractory bricks in proper design. And also the refractory material should be well fired. So ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ರಿಫ್ರಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಫರ್ನೇಸ್ ನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಫರ್ನೇಸ್ ನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ರಿಫ್ರಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಆ ಬ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸುಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ವೆಲ್ ಫೈರಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ರಿಫ್ರಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸುಟ್ಟಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ವೆಲ್ ಫೈರ್ಡ್ ಬ್ರಿಕ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, so the well fired bricks so will have a good mechanical strength. So therefore the spalling or breaking of the refractory materials can be minimized by proper designing of the bricks, that is refractory bricks, and the well firing of the refractory bricks. So from these two we can minimize the breaking of the refractory material when there is a wide difference in the operating temperatures. So next let us see so the good characteristics of a good refractory material, or the characteristics of a good refractory. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ರಿಫ್ರಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ನಾವು ಗುಡ್ ರಿಫ್ರಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, so what are the properties it should possess? Okay, so the first property of a good refractory material is that, so the good refractory material should withstand very high temperatures of order 2000 degree Celsius. Okay, so any refractory material which have the ability to withstand the temperatures of about 2000 degrees Celsius, so then it is called as a good refractory material. So next property, so that refractory material should be resistant to the temperature changes. That should be resistant to the temperature changes. So when the refractory material is used in any operation, so if there is a sudden change in the temperature, then the refractory material should have the ability to withstand the temperature change. So sudden temperature change ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, refractory material break ಆಗುವಂತ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. That is called as spalling. So a good refractory should have the ability to resist the sudden change in the temperature. So next one, a good refractory should possess low porosity. So as we discussed earlier, low porosity will give the mechanical strength to the refractory material. ನಾವು heavy load ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು refractory material ಮೇಲೆ ಆ refractory material ಗೆ ಒಂದು strength ಇರಬೇಕು. So ಆ strength ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? When the refractory material contains less vacant spaces. So that is nothing but low porosity. Low porosity gives the mechanical strength to the refractory material. So therefore a good refractory material should possess low porosity. So next one, so a good refractory should withstand sudden change in the pressure. Sudden change in the pressure, it should be resistant to the spalling, and also it should resistant to the cracking. Okay, so ಈಗ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ರಿಫ್ರಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಹೆವಿ ಲೋಡ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, so when that heavy load is suddenly removed from the refractory material, okay, so that refractory material should have the ability to resist the sudden change in the pressure, and also a good refractory should be resistant to the spalling and also cracking of the refractory. So these will take place. So when there is a sudden change in the temperature or when there is a sudden change in the pressure, the refractory material have the chances of undergoing breaking. So that is spalling, or they may undergo cracking. So a good refractory should resistant to the sudden change in the pressure, spalling and cracking of the refractory material. Okay, so then a good refractory material should possess high thermal conductivity. High thermal conductivity, so based on the type of furnace that we are using. So either a refractory material should possess low thermal conductivity or high thermal conductivity, so based on the type of furnace we are used in the metallurgical operations. So next one, last one, so a good refractory should possess low electrical conductivity. Generally a good refractory should possess low electrical conductivity. Okay, so these are the characteristics of a good refractory material. Okay, so a good refractory material should have the ability to withstand the temperatures of about 2000 degrees Celsius. A good refractory should withstand, or it should be resistant to the sudden change in the temperature. It should possess low porosity. Then the good refractory should be able to withstand sudden change in the pressure. It should be resistant to the spalling and cracking. Low or high thermal conductivity, based on the type of furnace that is used in the metallurgical operation, and a good refractory material should preferably have low electrical conductivity. Okay, so these are the characteristics of good refractory material.